Hello again, everybody. I'm Scott Casper, and it's time to take a look at the news from the national governing body of our sport, USA Wrestling. Well, the 2015 U.S. World Team is now complete. USA Wrestling has announced that former Nebraska star James Green will now compete at his first World Championships this September. Green won the 154-pound title at the World Team Trials when he defeated Dustin Snyder in the final round in Madison. USA Wrestling's Freestyle Sport Committee later denied a request by 2015 U.S. Open champ Nick Maribel for a delayed final wrestle-off at that weight. Based on the 2015 World Team Trials procedures, Maribel, as the U.S. Open champion, earned an automatic berth in the final wrestle-off in Madison. However, Maribel did not attend weigh-ins on June 12th due to a reported injury. Maribel made the request within 18 hours of the weigh-in, but his request was later denied. We'll have further updates on all three U.S. World Teams and their participation and preparation for the World Championships on future episodes. Well, it's also been recently announced that the 2015 Jacob Kirby Cup that was to be held at Chicago State University Saturday, June 27th has been canceled. The event would have featured a Greco-Roman dual meet between the U.S. and the 2014 World Team Champions of Iran. The decision to cancel the event was made by the host of that event, the Jacob Kirby Foundation, and USA Wrestling, due to challenges in getting visas for the Iranian team. The Iranian Wrestling Federation followed all the proper procedures, but the problems were beyond the control of USA Wrestling or the Iranian team. Well, the U.S. Greco-Roman team will attend a training camp that's been on the schedule at the U.S. Olympic Training Site at Northern Michigan University. All other activities surrounding the event have either been canceled or will be rescheduled. Well, USA Wrestling has announced the Athletes and Coaches of the Year for 2014. 2014 World Champion Adeline Gray was named the USA Wrestling Women's Wrestler of the Year, that for the first time. Gray won a gold medal at 165 at the World Wrestling Championships in Uzbekistan, her second world gold and the fourth world medal of her career. She also won the U.S. World Team Trials and the Women's World Cup and added medals in Azerbaijan and Sweden. Another first-time honoree, 2014 World Bronze medalist Andy Basic was named the Greco-Roman Wrestler of the Year. He won a bronze medal at 165 in Tashkent, capturing the first world or Olympic medal for the USA in Greco-Roman since 2009. Domestically, he's won the U.S. World Team Trials and the U.S. Open, plus gold medals at the Pan American Championships, the Grandma Cup in Cuba, and the Dave Schultz Memorial International. 2014 World Bronze medalist Tervel Delagnev was named the John Smith Award winner, USA Wrestling's Freestyle Wrestler of the Year. It was also his first time winning the award, which is named in honor of two-time Olympic champ and four-time world champ John Smith. Delagnev's bronze at the 2014 World Wrestling Championships in Tashkent was his second bronze at the world level. He also added titles at the U.S. Open and the U.S. World Team Trials last year and won a bronze at the FILA Golden Grand Prix in Azerbaijan. On the coaching side, for the seventh time in his career, Minnesota Storm coach Dan Chandler was named the USA Wrestling Greco-Roman Coach of the Year. No one has ever won the award so many times. Chandler works as the state coach for Minnesota USA Wrestling and coaches the Minnesota Storm Club, the Division II national champs at the U.S. Open. He was the club coach for three members of the 2014 U.S. Senior World Team, including Andy Basic, Joe Rao, and Jordan Holm. Chandler has also coached numerous Olympic and World teams for the United States. Hawkeye Wrestling Club coach Terry Brands was named the 2014 Terry McCann Award winner as USA Wrestling's Freestyle Coach of the Year. This was his first time winning the award, but his twin brother Thomas won it twice as well. This award is named after the late wrestling legend Terry McCann, a 1960 Olympic champ and a coach of the Mayor Daley Youth Foundation Club. Brands is the personal coach of two 2014 U.S. World Team members, Tony Ramos and Brent Metcalf. He also serves as the associate head coach at the University of Iowa. On the mat, Brands was a two-time world champ and an Olympic medalist as an athlete. Winning the USA Wrestling Women's Coach of the Year for the first time, Afsun Johnston, who led the 2014 U.S. Women's World Squad in Uzbekistan. The United States placed third in the team standings there and led by three medalists and five athletes in the medal rounds. Johnston has been active coaching a number of U.S. senior teams over the last 3 years, including at events in Azerbaijan, Poland, Spain, and Canada. She was also a two-time world medalist as an athlete. Congratulations to this year's winners on all their success and their tremendous leadership. When we return, we'll talk Beach National Championships. That's after the break. Stay tuned.
Asics has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because you know, I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where Asics is and wants to be as well.
Hi, I'm Wayne Boyd, Director of Operations and Development for Titan Mercury Wrestling Club. The club was founded to help wrestling worldwide, especially at our senior level, of course at the collegiate level, and the high school level. But the most important level for Titan Mercury Wrestling Club is the kids level. And these are some of the guys today that will be tomorrow's Olympic champions. Let's hear it, guys.
Titan Mercury!
That's Titan Mercury Wrestling Club, San Marino, California.
Well, let's go back a couple of weeks now to the U.S. Beach National Championships that took place in Carolina Beach, North Carolina. A record 165 entries in all divisions, with the winners in the senior division securing a spot on the U.S. Beach World Team. 2014 world bronze medalist Ike Coley of Southern Hawk Wrestling repeated as a champ, defeating 2015 grappling world team trials champ from Colorado, Gabe Burpathay, in the finals at Unlimited.
You know, I came out here, it was a little bit stronger competition this year. It was fun, you know, it was good coming out here to compete. I came out here in previous years, but this year, you know, I really liked it because of the competition. I want to be a world champion, so I'm going to keep competing until I get that championship. Last year, you know, it was tough, you know, but you know, I feel like I can go back and win, so that's why I'm going to keep competing.
Josh Stanley of Combat Athletics finished third at the 2014 Beach Nationals and powered his way to the gold at 154 when he beat Logan Simpson of OXB Elite in the finals.
Beach National champion. Did you think that was going to happen today when you came on out?
Well, I mean, I hoped. No, it was just more for fun. I brought like 15 guys from our club, and it's always kind of grinding and stuff, so it was a good opportunity to get on the beach and have a good time with them. And I kind of made a deal with them that I would compete, and wasn't as good a shape as I wanted to be. And I'm not used to this, more of a folk style guy, like a low single guy, so it's definitely a different element, but have fun with it.
Butch Hildebrand of Roughhouse Wrestling traveled from Ohio for the event. He won the title at 176 when he took out Jacob Honeycutt of Freedom Wrestling Club.
I competed really well. I feel like I'm 38 years old and I'm wrestling post-high school kids that have been training and whatever it is, and I look at my performance and I was wrestling some pretty tough guys, but you know, to be 38, come out here and wrestle on the beach and rinse off in the ocean when I'm done is a huge win. Win, loss, doesn't matter. You get to go out here and compete with guys that are super strong and probably in way better shape than I am, but it's awesome. It's an amazing experience.
Nate Bipes of the Goon Squad Greco Club won the title at 198. He won a 6-athlete round robin with 5 victories, including a win over runner-up Sean Roberts of Port City.
We came out here to try to support the North Carolina and USA Wrestling anytime we can. Anytime you get to come to the beach, bring some young wrestlers. We're just finished up the heart of our freestyle and Greco season, so this is a great way to take a weekend where we're not in a gymnasium, come out to the beach. Obviously, I thought I wrestled well. You know, really tried to hold my position. Use a lot of the freestyle and Greco that we used earlier in the season.
So will this help motivate your athletes to see that Coach can do it?
I hope so. Yeah, some of my athletes were here, and some of them were giving me a little grief when we started. And for Coach to have the hardware, I got the bragging rights right now.
A long time later in North Carolina wrestling, and a pairing official, Paige Blackwelder, won the women's over 70 kilo division, entered in memory of her close friend Frank Rader, who passed away just weeks ago. She was uncontested.
I wanted to dedicate this to Frank Rader, who has been a friend for over 30 years. When my son started wrestling, I hooked up with Frank, then became a pairings official, and just quit doing that several years ago. But Frank, unfortunately, couldn't be here at this tournament. He died a week and a half ago. And last year at the tournament, Frank kind of kidded with me and told me that he wanted me to enter the tournament, and I just didn't do it. And I thought, well, I'm going to do it this year in honor of Frank. North Carolina wrestling would not even exist today were it not for Frank Rader. And anybody who is involved with wrestling owes a great deal to this great man that we've lost. And so this is for you,
That's for you, Frank, right here.
Yep.
Show the trophy. I know you.
This is for you, Frank.
He's looking down at us.
Yep.
So congratulations,
Okay,
Paige.
thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right, we'll take a quick timeout. Stay tuned.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Big news out of Ohio State this week. 2015 Freestyle World Team member Kyle Snyder will take an Olympic redshirt year to pursue a spot on the U.S. Olympic squad. As a freshman at Ohio State, Snyder finished second at the NCAA Championships. A few weeks later, he upset Olympic champ Jake Varner to win the 213-pound title at the U.S. Open. That was followed by a win over world medalist Javier Cortina of Cuba at the Beat the Streets event in Times Square. Most recently, Snyder took 2 straight over Varner at the World Team Trials in Madison, making his first senior world squad. Snyder will focus entirely on freestyle over the coming year and hopes to make the Olympic team that'll see action in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Speaking of the Olympics, the United States has entered Boston as its nominee city to host the 2024 Olympic Games. This week, Boston 2024, the local bid organizers announced the proposed venues for the Olympic Games. Wrestling will be held at the Conte Forum on the campus of Boston College in suburban Chestnut Hill. The 10,000-seat arena is home of BC's basketball and ice hockey programs. The Boston bid will include venues on 3 other college campuses, including Boston, Northeastern, and Harvard universities. Good luck to Boston 2024 in its efforts to bring the Olympic Games back to the U.S. Well, this Sunday, there will be 2 special wrestle-offs at the U.S. Olympic Training Center starting at 11 a.m. Mountain. In men's freestyle at 132, last year's Junior World Silver medalist Joey McKenna and 2015 UWW Junior World Team Trials champ Brock Zakuro will battle it out for a trip to the UWW Junior World Championships. As a returning UWW Junior World medalist, McKenna was able to get an extension on his best of 3 championship series because he was entered in the senior world team trials. The wrestle-off will be a best-of-3 series, with the winner advancing to the Junior Worlds in Brazil. Also contested this Sunday, a special wrestle-off for the number 3 position on the women's team USA at 132. It'll take place between college star Rachel McFarland and veteran Randy Bells. Here's why. Tashia Allo placed 3rd in the senior world team trials of both 128 and 132. Allo has chosen to be at 128, creating an opening at 132. Next at 132 were McFarland and Bells, and because they did not wrestle each other in Madison, they'll have a one-match showdown for a spot on the national team. Sounds pretty exciting. USA Wrestling will provide a live stream of these bouts on its YouTube channel. Make sure you tune in. Well, after 3 years, Jim Fallis is announcing that he'll step down as executive director of the Beat the Streets New York, that taking place at the end of August. Beat the Streets New York mission is to develop the full potential of urban youth through wrestling and to strengthen the culture of New York City wrestling as well. Fallis has done a great job in helping achieve that mission. Under his leadership, the annual Beat the Streets Gala has topped $1 million in gross revenue every year. Since Fallis took the helm at Beat the Streets New York, wrestling in the city has grown on youth, junior high, and high school levels. There are more events, camps, and activities for young athletes in the city than ever before. Beat the Streets New York has launched a national search for a replacement. And on behalf of the sport, we want to thank Jim Fallis for a job well done. Well, stay tuned. We'll take a quick time out. Back after this.
There comes a point in your life that determines who you are, whether you will lead or follow, whether you will fight or give in, whether you will win or lose, and what you will count as your victory.
Both of these guys are explosive, and it's not over. This is going to be a great match.
All right, welcome back to the show. Good news. ASICS has announced its 30th annual Boys High School All-American Squad, one of the top honors in high school wrestling. Athletes from all high school grades are eligible for consideration. The first team has won a combined 36 state and national prep championships, including senior Zaid Valencia of St. John Bosco High in California at 182. It was his 3rd first-team selection. 4 other wrestlers made the ASICS first team for the 2nd time. Senior Devin Brown at 113 and sophomore Spencer Lee at 120, both of Franklin Regional High in Pennsylvania, plus senior Nick Piscinini of Ward Melville High in New York at 126, and senior Lance Bennick of Totino Grace High in Minnesota at 195. Another notable first-teamer, junior Mark Hall of Apple Valley High in Minnesota at 170, a 5-time state champ and cadet world champ. Other members of the first team include, at 106, freshman Kate Olivas of St. John Bosco High School in California. At 132, senior Jared Prince of University High in Florida. At 138, senior Keyshawn Hayes of Park Hill High in Missouri. At 145, Michael Kimmer of Franklin Regional High in Pennsylvania. At 152, junior Isaiah White of Oak Park River Forest High in Illinois. At 160, junior Alex Marinelli of Graham High School in Ohio. At 220, junior Jordan Wood of Boyertown High in Pennsylvania. And at heavyweight, senior Michael Johnson of Montini High School in Illinois. Well, the ASICS High School Wrestler of the Year will be announced during the ASICS Vaughn Junior Nationals in Fargo, North Dakota this July. Congratulations to these amazing young athletes. Well, things are heating up at the OTC, that's the U.S. Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs. Training camps are currently underway for the U.S. squads that will be competing at the World Championships on the senior level, the UWW junior level, and UWW cadet levels as well. Qualified athletes are also preparing for the Pan American Games in Toronto in mid-July. This week, World Team training camps for the senior freestyle and senior women's teams kicked off at the OTC. There are also some top cadet and junior level wrestlers in the women's camp. The men's Greco-Roman team finished up its informal workouts before heading out to the Olympic training site at Northern Michigan University, where it will hold its first World Team camp. USA Wrestling's Richard Olmos stopped by a Greco-Roman practice and talked with the team before they headed off for Northern Michigan. World bronze medalist Andy Bisick is preparing for a busy summer at the Pan American Games and the World Championships.
I think a lot of these guys in the team are ready to take the next step. Jordan Holm had a great winter tour, winning the tournament in Hungary. And I think he's positioned to do really well this year. I mean, everybody's ready. I think Pat Martinez was on that trip to Hungary and training and getting a lot of foreign experience. So he may be a new guy, but he's been around a little bit, knows kind of the foreign athlete type, the tricks they may try to pull or anything. So.
Heavyweight Robbie Smith is preparing for his third straight trip to the World Championships.
So talk about your team a little bit now that it's set. It's pretty much the same team.
Yeah, only one difference is at 80 kilos with Pat Martinez, and Pat works his butt off every single day in this room, and he is a great addition to the team. Joe Ryle, love the kid. He had a hard time at nationals, but I mean, Pat, this guy, he works his butt off, and he deserves it. And it's going to be a really cool experience for him, and I think he's going to go to win. He has his mind on the prize, and that's to go and wrestle at the Worlds and get a medal. But I mean, our team is pretty much the same other than that, and we have a great group of guys. We're like a family, we all look after each other. We all look after, everybody has everybody else's back, If somebody's having a hard day, we can talk about it. It's not, there's always somebody you can talk to, and everybody looking out for everybody else's well-being. And we have veterans on the, us, my third, it's Spencer's seventh, Harry's seventh, so those guys have been there so many times, you can always go back. Like Pat always has people to come to and ask, hey, what can I do here and there, and figure stuff out. But in the end, it's just, we're a family. We're one unit, we're a team, Sidoris, Mango, Harry, Andy, Jordan, Kaler, all of us are just one big unit, and it's going to be awesome.
Here's National Greco-Roman coach Matt Lindland.
Well, our part of our training plan was this Kirby Cup with the Iranian team, but we're going to salvage this trip and keep our plan going forward. We have Denmark coming in and some Puerto Ricans coming in, and plus all the guys up in northern Michigan. And the fact that we're going to be training up in Marquette, it'd be a nice change of environment for us to just get in a new room, get around some new coaches. August Minuki, and of course, is world champion. I'm going to have him run the camp up there for the preparation for the Pan Ams, and then we'll come back here to Colorado, get a couple short, hard, intense workouts, and head up to Toronto. But yeah, we were a little disappointed the fact that the Iranians didn't get their visa stuff handled in time, and they didn't make it over here. But good thing about that is we're still going to go up to Chicago. We're going to work out with one of the best teams in the country with Oak Park High School. We're going to take our guys up to northern Michigan and get to be in that room. For some of these guys, it's like a homecoming for sure, and for other guys, it's a good chance for them to see what we're doing up there and kind of development we're building in our program.
Hey, it's time for our Photo of the Week contest. The pictures are sent in by wrestling families and fans from all around the country and are being considered for our photo contest page in the USA Wrestler magazine, as well as for the USA Wrestling Facebook page. This week's pick, taken by United World Wrestling photographer Martin Gabor of Hungary. It shows Russia's Valeria Lazhenskaya scoring a takedown on world champ Yulia Takic of Ukraine at the very first European Games wrestling tournament. Hey, you can have your photographs considered for our contest simply by emailing them to the very hardworking Gary Abbott at gabbott@usawrestling.org. Folks, that'll do it for this week's show. From all of us at USA Wrestling, we appreciate you watching. I'm Scott Casper, and we'll see you next week.